Hey, welcome to another daily dose of Charlie. For any agents who want to be better, let me share some more stories with you. So, one of my best school friends, when he was 19 years old, he joined Foxtons, and when he was 23, he was the manager of their most successful branch, which at the time was Notting Hill. And I used to go for drinks with him in the pub after work, see him most weekends, a couple of nights during the week, and I would just hear everything. I wasn't in the industry at that point. And I'll never forget one night we were sitting in a pub and he was late. And he was late, it was in the summer. He was late because he'd been just doing too many valuations. And he told me he was doing 12 valuations a day. He had, at that point, they were so busy, he had 2 secretaries preparing the paperwork for him for each appointment and booking his diary and managing his diary and that kind of stuff and taking his phone calls. And just to improve his numbers, he actually ditched his BMW M3 company car that he had at the time. This is in the mid-90s. And he got a motorbike. And so he didn't have any traffic problems or any parking problems. And he just went around Notting Hill on his motorbike with his files for his appointments, his valuation appointments. And he cleaned up. They were number 1 in Notting Hill by a country mile. I actually had a lot of friends who worked in that office at Foxtons at the time, because a couple of them had been at school with me. And one night he told me his secret, because by his own admission, this guy was not the sharpest tool in the box. He was a very, very fun, friendly, switched-on guy, but he wasn't he didn't top out at school in any of the academic classes or anything, and he just said to me, Charlie, it's so easy. And he was talking about being number 1. I said, why? And he said, because this is just one thing that I do that none of the other agents in Notting Hill are doing. And he said, all the instructions that I'm winning, so many of them say that this is the reason that they instructed me. Now this is a trick I'm putting in a video because it is the simplest and most effective thing that anyone can do. Anyone. I don't care who you are. I don't care how junior you are, how inexperienced you are, how difficult you find your job. This is something that anyone can do. It's a simple choice. And at the end of this video, you can decide to make that choice to do this and see the difference it makes to your working life. I said to him, why were you late? And he said, well, because when I get back from my last appointment, the one thing that I do before I go home after work every single day, no matter what, without fail, come hell or high water, the one thing that I do is that I return every phone call I've had that day from a client or prospective client. He said, and I don't get through to most of them as voicemail, whatever. He said, but they know that I returned their call, and that's the point. And I get back to my office after my last appointment, and I have a list of those calls on my desk, left by my secretary, and I go through that call list, and I do not finish work until I finish that call list, no matter how long the list is. And he said, that one thing gets me more business than anything else I do. He said, yeah, the Foxtons marketing machine was what was generating the inquiries and the valuation opportunities. He wasn't taking any credit for that. I mean, after a while, his reputation started to get in business as well. But they just say, I want to instruct someone that returns my calls, and you're the only one who's returned my calls. You get the instruction. And it might sound like a simple thing to do, but very few agents do it. And if you don't return a potential client's calls when they're expecting you to, then at best, it comes off as disorganized, and at worst, unprofessional. So, if you don't do anything else in your estate agency career, other than make sure that you return the calls of anyone who's had the courtesy to call you, get in touch with you, just so that you become your personal reputation, never mind the company you work for, your personal reputation is, that's the person who always returns your call. You will go far. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want more of this. I'm going to keep on dropping nuggets like this as often as I get the chance. Good luck. Keep on changing lives, because that's what you guys do. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.